In this video, we're going to be taking a look at making some simple menus using Godot. So I'm going to start off by making two folders as I usually do, one to hold my scenes and another one to hold my scripts. And I'm going to go ahead and make the menu, which is going to be a user interface. Okay, I'm going to rename this to main menu and I'm going to hit save inside of my scenes. And inside of here, what I'm going to be using is a VBox container, which basically is a vertical container. You'll see what I mean right now. So let me add this. And inside of this, I'm going to add a few buttons. So Control A, search for button and add a button. And I'm going to duplicate this twice. So Control D twice. And let me rename these buttons. Okay, so this one is going to be the play button. The second one is going to be an options button for further options. And the last button is just going to be an exit button. Okay. And if I go to each button here, I can go to inspector, click over here, and I can edit the text. So this one is just going to be play, as you can see here. And the options is just going to be options, and exit is just going to be exit. Okay, and I'm going to click on VBox container. I'm going to click over here and center it. So in my screen, you can see it is centered. So now if I hit save and if I run this, you can see I have my buttons in the middle of the screen. Okay, now I want something to actually happen when I press the buttons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a script for my main menu, which I'm going to hit over here. And let me save this one. Inside of scripts. Okay, so I'm gonna hit create and I can get rid of these as I don't need these functions, and hit save. And what I want to do is I want to click on each button. I want to go over to node and I want to connect up this pressed signal and hit connect. Okay, so this function runs whenever the play button is pressed. Okay, and let me do the same for options. So I'm going to go to options, hit pressed and connect, and we see we have a function for on options pressed. And lastly, the same thing for exit. So I'm going to hit connect and we got three functions each which are going to run depending on which button is pressed. So for now, let me just run something like print play pressed. Okay, let me get rid of this line. And I'm going to copy this and I'm going to do this for the other buttons as well. So this one is going to be options pressed and this one is just going to be exit pressed. This is just to make sure that our buttons are actually connected to our functions. Okay, so let me run this by hitting play. And now when I click on a button, play, you can see it logs play pressed, and the same thing for options and the same thing for exit. Okay, so now we do have some code, some functions that are connected to our buttons. Okay, so now we're going to do something to make it a bit more useful, and in order for that, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a very simple game and I'm going to create one extra menu. Okay, so let me open a new tab and this is going to be my game. It's going to be a 2D scene. Let me rename it to game. Let me just drag the icon somewhere here. Okay, somewhere a bit more centered, and let me hit save. Okay, and this one's going to be game. Okay, and then I'm also going to create another menu which is going to be a user interface. So I will call this the options menu, right? And for this one, I'm just going to let me also add the VBox container. Let me center it and let me add a button. Okay, and this button is going to be just a back button. Okay, we can add more buttons and have more functionality, but I'll save that for a different video. For now, we'll just have a button that takes us back. Okay, so the back button, let me go to inspector, and the text for this one is going to be let's say go back. Okay, and let me hit save over here. So let me hit save, and this one is also going to have a script. Okay, so inside of scripts, okay, add that. Let's get rid of these functions, and also we need to go to back, go to node, go to pressed and connect. Okay, so we can also run some code when this is pressed. Okay, so for now, let me just print back button pressed and hit save. Okay, I can run this scene by, I can run this current scene by clicking here. Okay, and when I click go back, the code is run, as we can see. Okay, so let me go back to here, to our main menu. Okay, let me go to script and get my main menu script up. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is handle the exit button pressed, because this is the simplest. All we're going to do is use get tree dot quit. Okay, and this is just going to exit our game. That's all we need to do. Okay, and for the play button and the options button is also quite simple. We're going to use get tree, and then we're going to change scene to file. Okay, so this is going to change our scene from the menu. For the play button, we want to change it to the game scene, right? And for the options button, we want to change it to, if you guess correctly, we're going to change it to our options menu. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. Okay, now while I'm at it, I'm quickly going to switch over to our options menu script. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this print here, and I'm going to get tree, and then I'm going to change scene to file, and this one is going to go back to basically our main menu right over here. Okay, so let's get rid of the extra quotes, make sure there's nothing missing here, and then hit save. Okay, so now if we hit play, first of all, if we hit play, we go to our game scene. Okay, so let me run this again, and if we hit options, then it takes us to our options menu, and if we press go back, it takes us back to our main menu, and then we can hit exit and it will exit the game. Okay, so that's it for our basic menu. If you want to see more for more functionality, such as changing the volume or more styling, please let me know, and maybe we can do a video on that in the future.